So I had a dream last night that I was back at a former workplace. It's been about over 20 years since I worked at this place. But I was back at the break room of this former employer, and it was around Christmas time. And we had been instructed to bring our Christmas gifts to the break room, and they were going to everyone who had gifts for another employee, they were to leave it in the break room, and then all the employees were going to circle through the room and find the gifts for them. Well, when I first walked in, I instantly saw my name on a big gift box, and it was plainly written there on the tag that it was from one of my former coworkers. Now, for some reason, I also had not seen her in about 20 years, but in my dream, I was still working there, so I don't really understand it. But anyway, it'd been a long time, but she had somehow kept up with me and knew my family status and knew my kids' names and knew that I had 2 dogs. And so she had bought gifts for everybody in my family, including my 2 dogs that she didn't realize had passed. But it was a very thoughtful gift. And so I start looking around the break room for her, and then I realized, oh, she's not going to be here. I don't know why. But and so I continue to look around the room because she wasn't one of my closest friends at that place of employment. So I thought, oh, for sure there's going to be another gift or card from one of my closer coworkers. But there was nothing else. And I circled the room a few times, and then I noticed people who saw me circle a few times, and I got embarrassed. So I thought, well, I've got to think of some way to leave this room. So I went up to somebody who I obviously knew was not the giver of the gift I had received, but I acted like she was that person. I'll just say the person's name was Cindy. And I went up to this girl who I knew was not Cindy, but I said, Cindy, thank you so much for the gift. That was so thoughtful of you, and I can't believe you got gifts for everyone in my family. And I got emotional thanking her for the gift, even though I knew it wasn't the person who had given me the gift. And I just remember that girl looked at me, and she just kind of took me by the shoulders and said, that gift must have made you feel some kind of way, but that was not from me. And I acted like I was embarrassed, but I knew it wasn't from her. And then I just kind of walked away. And then that dream sort of morphed into a dream where I found a new gym to join. So I got a quick tour, I filled out the paperwork, paid the money, and then I asked if I could go ahead and work out right now because I was already dressed in my workout clothes. So they said, sure. As I'm waiting they're waiting to kind of wave me in, this lady walks in, and she's also dressed in workout clothes, but she has her whole arm is in a cast. And I'm looking at her thinking, how is she going to work out? And this guy who I assumed was her personal trainer met her in the lobby and said, hey, and they had a little small talk, and she said, yeah, my doctor said I'm cleared to work out as long as I don't use this arm at all. And she said, but I do have one condition. And the trainer said, what's that? She said, well, I refuse to go in that gym if Putin can see me. And I look at her and I thought, well, surely she's not talking about Vladimir Putin. I was like, that is a weird comment to make. And I'm kind of laughing, and I look around and no one is laughing. And so I can see into the gym, and all of a sudden I hear this voice. It's not like Putin's voice, but it sounds like a dictator type voice. And I'm thinking, okay, there's no way that he comes to this gym. And then when I look in, I see a guy working out And then when he turns, it was Hitler exercising in the gym, and he's working with a personal trainer. And so I could see him, and the lady here beside me is telling her trainer that, you know, she didn't want to see Putin, or she didn't want Putin to look at her. So he tells the lady, here, you come with me. I know kind of a back way in through the gym where he won't see you. But then I woke up.